Hello everyone, welcome back to Chapter 1 channel. Today I'm going to talk about a movie named The Prison. Spoilers ahead. A man in his apartment in South Korea. He goes to get a newspaper about verified tax evasion from the coffee table in the living room. Three masked guys immediately burst through the door and enter the room as he was sitting on the couch, taking a sip from his drink. As they take off their masks, they ask him who he is. The trespassers disperse throughout the flat. The man on the couch is approached by one of them, who squats next to him while carrying a bag. Addressing the man as Mr. Jang, he starts to open the bag in front of him. Mr. Jang tries to take his hand away, but he is forced to comply when another invader places a knife to his throat. The man with the tools checks Mr. Jang's blood pressure and then injects him with an unknown substance. Meanwhile, the others set up the scene to make it look like a drug overdose. After receiving the injection, Mr. Jang becomes semi-conscious on the couch. Just as the intruders prepare to leave, a woman enters the room, talking on the phone, unaware of the situation. The men, caught off guard by her arrival, have no choice but to knock her out and leave quickly. Later, they return to a warehouse-like hideout, covering their van with a large, dark sheet before securing the space and shutting the gates behind them. Back at the apartment, investigators arrive to examine the scene, where they find the bodies of two victims on the couch. In a different part of the story, a prisoner is being transported to a correctional facility. Upon arrival, he gets into a scuffle with some of the other inmates. The older prisoners capture and torture him, but he stubbornly fights his way to the warden's office, requesting to be moved to another cell. Due to his defiant behavior, he is set up to be beaten and tortured by a prison gang. He is taken to an isolated area where their leader tries to convince him to collaborate, explaining the dangers of the prison. Under threat of having his hand cut off, he reluctantly agrees. Due to his involvement in fighting, he was held in solitary prison for 20 days, during which time he became aware of young Iko, the vicious gang boss. After being liberated, the prisoner prevailed in a battle and was given permission to relocate to the prison's most secure cell. Dr. Kim called young Iko the following day when he was in his cozy cell. Regarding the WB Young case, Dr. Kim offered the warden a bribe at the dinner table. Dr. Kim gave the warden a parcel to send to young Iko and told him to sell his gold wing stocks. The new inmate discovered that his cellmates were well-educated professionals imprisoned for ethical violations in their fields. After young Iko received the package from the warden, he and his group examined it and found it contained a blueprint of the prison. They devised an escape plan involving 4 individuals. Elsewhere, a man was having dinner and reading the newspaper in his large office when an explosion shattered the wall. 3 masked men stormed through the hole, found a hidden safe, and emptied its contents into a bag before making their escape. As they headed to the van, the driver attempted to steal the bag but failed and ran off into the street, disappearing. While reporting the incident to the warden, they received a call notifying them of an upcoming inspection by the head of the prison service. During the inspection, the head recognized young Iko, leading to a tense confrontation that was broken up by the new inmate. The inmate was sent back to solitary confinement, and the head of the prison service left, instructing them to resolve the situation. After the incident, young Iko took the new prisoner out to dinner as a reward since he was impressed. In their chat, young Iko disclosed that he was aware of the prisoner's nickname, the Grim Reaper, and promised him a $100,000 reward in exchange for locating someone with the name HWQ. In a flashback, Lieutenant Song, the Grim Reaper, remembered seeing his brother in the police station asking for a favor, which he had turned down. Returning to the present, the Grim Reaper led the search, and they staked out a location near the city where Haku's mistress reportedly lived. When they spotted suspicious individuals, they confronted them, resulting in a fight that ultimately led them to HWQ. Young Iko punished HWQ by making him hang from the ceiling by himself. The Grim Reaper received his payment, and they returned to the prison. In the office, the Grim Reaper searches for something and discovers a recording of Mr. Warren being told to kill him. As the warden returns, he claims he's cleaning up and leaves under the cover of a guard he bribed. The following day, Dr. Kim meets the Grim Reaper in the dining hall, where he's introduced by young Eko. Dr. Kim mentions needing someone from the police force, referring to Letton Song's past career. Inmates use wooden bars to enter the hall after knocking out the gate guard outside. Eko seizes one of the assailants and starts gouging his eye as a struggle breaks out. Their leader halts Eko's torture and walks away, as the rest of the gang flees. Just then, one of the assailants stabs young Eo in the back with a knife. The Grim Reaper, who had been observing, comes to his aid as he falls. Security guards who came for control tackle him after he defeats the gang. As he lies on the ground, he recalls how, as a lieutenant, he witnessed his brother's death and immediately realized it wasn't an accident. He wakes up in a room with young Eo Young, who goes out to meet a guard. The Reaper remembers his boss learning about numerous cases tied to the prison, which needed solving. Meanwhile, outside, a bus carrying a gang leader and 2 guards stops for a break. A speeding car crashes into the prisoner, throwing him across the road, then takes him away in the trunk. Back in prison, Echo confronts his men, questioning who betrayed him. After a tense silence, Mr. Ma confesses that Young Ko had Song cut off Mr. Ma's hand for his betrayal. In the watchtower, Echo speaks with Song about how the world operates. When you take down the leader, the rest will follow. Meanwhile, the head of the prison service questions the warden about his relationship with Young Ko. Song meets his superior in a warehouse, arranged by a bribed guard. He reveals what he's learned about the prison. Ko is behind all the crimes, using the warden to send messages in and out. Song tells him he's staying behind to finish his mission, handing over a tape he found in the warden's office. In the warden's office, he offers Young Ko the chance to escape with a letter of parole, as their shady activities have been discovered by higher-ups. But Echo refuses and tears up the letter in front of Young Ko. Song is gathering information about the prison structure and realizes Dr. Kim is planning operations. If they are seen together, it means something major is coming. Echo ambushes Song as he is on the phone. As he turns to look at the phone, he hears Song being called Son. They go once Song hangs up, but Son has already communicated the address of Echo, the mastermind. But when they get there, it's already put up, and Ko makes last-minute alterations to the plan. The head of the jail service is seen with his mouth taped shut when his subordinates open a bag. Ko informs him that he would put Echo in charge and promote the warden before destroying the man with agricultural equipment. Meanwhile, Song's superior is on the phone with his commander, telling him to pull back as things have gotten out of control. Song and Young Ko talk at the prison, with Ko showing Song pictures and warning him there may be a rat among them. He orders the execution of a man, and when Song protests, Ko ignores him. Warden Kang, angry, confronts a guard about Ba before pulling out a gun. Young Echo holds Song hostage, accusing him of killing his brother. Just then, Warden Kang appears, telling Echo to kill Song. Echo shoots the warden and plans to make it look like Song killed him before taking his own life. Song, however, manages to escape after setting the place on fire, causing an explosion. He begins shooting at Echo from the tower, and a fight breaks out. As Younggun is about to kill Young Ko, Chief Bei calls out, distracting him long enough for Echo to stab him. Before Echo can finish the job, he is shot from a distance. After being taken, Song finds out that Hang's whereabouts will shortly be verified and that Dr. Kim has been arrested. In the meantime, officers and inmates testify against him, alleging that he actively participated in a number of crimes. He doesn't speak up or defend himself, though. So, this was the movie named The Prison. I hope that you enjoyed. Please subscribe to my channel for more movie. Thank you everyone. Take care.